The episode opens with Jason in the middle of trying to break the Juice Bar's bench pressing record, and apparently he's up to like 1,000 something. Look, I'm not trying to be that type of guy and diminish what he's doing, but him doing that many is impossible, right? I can lift pretty heavy, and I can only do about 5 reps at my max, which is around 380, 390. I suppose he doesn't have to have that much on the bar, but over 1,000, they could have picked a more realistic number.
Be better than that.
The question was brought up last week if Rita was just a petty bitch that spends all her time spying on a couple of kids. And the answer is looking to be yes, sadly. But I guess if you're in a castle on the moon, there's not much room for hobbies. We also get the answer that her little telescope can indeed see through walls and stuff. Now she can hear them, that's still in the air, but they can definitely be seen. This is a massive advantage on her part and brings up tons of strange little implications, with this being one of the most powerful tools at her disposal, but I'd rather not get into all that. Final Boosh gave Rita a lot of credit last episode with her plan of separating the girls from the team and how that almost netted her a W if it wasn't for that pesky plot. And now, not to let a good plan go to waste, she seems to be going for seconds only with Jason this time. Jesus, there's 60 episodes of this.
1,003?
Yes, Jason, you're gonna do it.
Come on, 1,004. Kid, you're almost there. 1,005.
I am so nervous. He's gonna break the record.
And Angel Grove High is gonna have a new winner. Ernie, what number am I at? 1,000 then. Uh-oh, I lost count. Can you start again?
Bullshit. Now, if you want me to believe that Jason did 1,000 reps without any kind of break, sure. But popping out another 1,000 right after, I don't know, guys. I'm starting to think that the rank in the Power Rangers is a little flimsy.
Be better than that.
Hi, Pinhead. I heard you chokes today. The bench press record's still mine.
Double bullshit. Not only did Jason do a grand total of over 2,000 reps in a short amount of time, now you're telling me that the current record holder is Bulk? I am not body shaming or anything, but come on. Does he look like the king of cardio, yet alone lifting? Also, Bulk finally gets physical with one of the guys for once and does this. Moving on. So Zordon calls in and informs the Rangers that Rita's goons are loitering around the park. And since he doesn't cotton to their con around here, they should go punch him up. So hear me out. There's a putty attack. Seriously, get used to us saying that. This is where the monster of the week shows up, King Spinks. And his gimmick is just to flap his wings. No, really. He flaps his wings so hard that the winds blow Kimberly away to her last location, like it was an escape rope from Pokemon or something. Conveniently for her, she's blown back to the juice bar unmorphed. This leaves Zach and Jason, until the same thing happens to Zach. For some reason, Alpha can't reach Jason using communications all of a sudden, which forces him to fight King Sphinx alone. And of course, never wanting to miss out on a good ganking situation, Gordo rolls up and shoots a random fireball that I'm 85% sure we'll never see again. Also, much like the last episode, Rita skips the crap and just makes the monster grow right in the middle of things. Zach and Kimberly finds Billy and Srini, and they're really playing up this super weird, we can't get in contact with Jason narrative. Does Rita has access to ECMs? What's going on here? The four teleport to the command center, and Alpha easily brings up Jason's fight on the viewing globe. How? If they can't contact them, they will only assume that all forms of locating them will be off the table. I swear, this shit is just so hard to explain sometimes. So the Rangers can't get to Jason's location. Zordon tells them that they can use the power crystals as some kind of beacon to get to him instead. Alpha then teleports the crystals to Jason's location, which somehow includes his own crystal, and the Rangers join the fight. Is it me? It gotta be me, right? Okay, it's Megazord time, and the Rangers enter the tank mode and get into a pretty lengthy shootout with Sphinx and Goddard, included with reactionary play-by-play by Rita. And with how long the Rangers are rolling towards them, you think they'll pass right by them at some point. Dang, it's been a while since we actually got a Megazord battle mode fight, huh? They do this thing where they convert back into a tank and actually ram into the monster for once. Sphinx does his only trick and flaps his wings. This annoys the Rangers so much they use the power sword.
Mega Power Sword!
Oh, I'm sorry. Mega Power Sword. And destroy the monster. Why can't they just use the power sword as soon as they enter battle mode? With the day saved, Jason goes back and of course he beats the record. which means this dude has done over 3,000 bench presses in one day. No wonder he was fighting like shit. Dude was probably suffering from DOMS. Broken Skull enters, and it seemed like he's being a bit of a jerk about losing his record, but to me he was being a good sport.
Hey, muscle brains. I'm gonna get my record back.
So of course he had to land in the cake. Not to sound like we were using the same audio here, but Oppressing Engagement is another fairly confusing episode. Once again, I am not entirely sure what the moral is for this one. They wanted it to be about Jason losing his confidence, but it's not really shown outside of a vague line drop that really doesn't express that point clearly. The episode also kept saying things like, Jason needs his friends, he can't fight this alone, or he needs his friends more than ever now, as if he ran off to fight on his own to prove something, but that's not what happened. There seems to really be an issue with the story not wanting to focus on one thing to build a plot around. I would say it's because of the footage they have to use, but it's not. They can easily write around all the nonsense we see with the Drew Ranger scene. It constantly feels like these scripts are on the first draft or something. Now, admittedly, it's a little better than the others because it does have everything it needs to be coherent here. The editing in the beginning felt like it was either out of order or a little bloated. The episode could have opened with Jason going for their attempt, and then show him sitting with Zach talking about his confidence or something, and then have the scene where Rita making her plan and actually saying something about cutting his communication off from the other Rangers. Look, it's still early. We just have to power through these, guys. I hope it gets better. Oppressing Engagement lands a 2.5 power coins out of 5. See you next time.
Power Crystal! Way to go, Zordon! Hey, Ugly! I want you to meet some of my friends!
Understand what's going on here.